Hi, I'm Theo, this is Comic Shrine. I am basically a big comic book geek. I've been collecting for many years and I have a real passion for comic books. What I want to do today is an unboxing video, my first unboxing video. I've been inspired by watching some of the other guys do theirs, and particularly Jason Parker. You should really go out and check his stuff out. It's great fun. I want to say thanks to Dan and Alan Scott from Scott's Collectibles. I've been using them for years, known them for a long time. They're one of the few companies that you'll feel 100% secure sending your stuff through. Great customer services. And finally, thanks to James Gower. I know other people have used his pressing services. This was my first time. He was very professional in dealing with me. The photos he sent me looked impressive. So let's hope the stuff in the box makes me happy. Okay, I've cut the box open, all ready for the video. Let's see. I want to try and guess the grades before they come out. I did a little list before I sent them off a couple of months ago to what to expect. They were all raw. These were all raw comics, raw kind of key bronzes that were in my collection. I've been thinking about what to do with them for a while, and I thought it's time to CGC probably move these on, as I've either got higher grades or roll them up and buy something else. And that's how I get my stuff, really, is through buying and selling and the collection funding more and more of what I want to buy. So but it's part of the fun, so let's have a look. The one thing you've got to know straight away about Scott's, great packaging, the usual kind of foam and cutout and everything there. So okay, so I want to cover the grade, not to see it. Oh, it's that way. Spotted it. It's okay. Okay. So the first comic in the box, I can see it's a Hulk 181. Sorry, Hulk 180. No, it's a Hulk 180. I sent this one off. This was a raw 4.0. That was quite nice. I've had it in for a while in my collection. I thought let's see what Jason can do. James could do with it. Press it. It was a pressing candidate in essence, because it had the kind of a rough kind of feel to the cover. It could be nicely smoothed out. So this is your Hulk 180. I've already seen the grade before I pulled it out of the box, so my excitement is a bit diluted, but wow, 6.5. 6.5. Now that is a great jump. So I'd class this as a 4 raw. I mean, yeah, it was a great pressing candidate, but wow, that's beautiful. 6.5. Thank you very much. Oh, cha-ching. I mean, what I love about this, I mean, again, Hulk 180, first appearance of Wolverine, probably the biggest character in Marvel outside of SpiderMan. Definitely the biggest new creation, non-Stan Lee creation, shall we put it. I mean, yellow really brings it out. Just in that last page when he jumps out and the claws and ready for the scrap. Such a memorable white pages. So, if I've got to be honest, that's top of the grade at 6.5. I'm quite surprised he has got that, but really happy with the 6.5. Great book to have. Great book to have if you can't get the 180, 181. Oh, quickly. Okay, the next one is probably my favourite cover of all time, which is the giant size XMen 1. I am a big XMen fan. I love the mutants, especially in the days of Chris Claremont. I was collecting comics during the period. It really got me into comic collecting, and then buying not so much the big crossovers, but I like the fact that suddenly the X-Men would appear in a Marvel team-up book, and then the Wolverine would go off and do his own thing, and I loved keeping track of all that. Back in the days when it was 40p a comic, though, not what the price is nowadays. Nowadays, yeah, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people keep up with all the crossovers and everything. But okay, giant size X-Men 1, 3.0. That's what I graded it at. 3.0. It was rough. This was a great pressing candidate, I thought, because you've got that thick spine that runs down, the giant size X-Men, that square bound. It was kind of rough and warpy, so I knew it could get pressed out. So let's have a look. I graded it as a 3. I've got it back as a 5.5. 5.5. Very nice mid-grade. Very nice. Okay, so we've got a 5.5 off-white to white. Little bit of a which I knew about, which was kind of the distributor's ink at the top of the page. But I mean, the cover's not bright white like you would on the high grade. It's got a little bit of that kind of creamy off colour. But I mean, this book has just caught fire recently. Absolute fire. I actually regret selling. I had a CGC at a 9.4, and I sold it for about, I think it wasn't even that long ago, a couple of years ago. I think I sold it for about $2,500 should have kept it, but it went into something else. But look at that. Favorite cover of all time, I think. I really do. I think it's got, you know, you got the old X-Men here, the original, and then you got the new ones bursting through, coming out. First appearance of Storm, first appearance of Colossus, Nightcrawler, Thunderbird. Brilliant. And a great story. I mean, literally, if you reread the story recently, really holds up. A great introduction. One of my favourite comics. Very happy with that. Okay, so the next one is FF50. Oh, you know what? I didn't even realise I put my FF50 in there. Okay, so yeah, this is my FF50. I think it was pence. So let's see what this come back at. I don't know what grade I sent it. It was a mid-grade kind of comic. A 6. A 6. A 6. So silver. So yeah. Okay. Didn't realise I put this in the box to be sent off. Yeah. So part of the Silver Surfer original trilogy. This is a pence issue. So it is a pence. I'm not a great collector of pences. I tend to move them out my collection quite quickly. I think this one I've had for quite a while raw. I'll probably sell this one now to change it for a cents copy. For me, I'm a purist. I prefer cents. I think they hold the value better. But for Fantastic Four, 48, 49, 50. First Silver Surfer, first Galactus. Great comics, eh? Jack Kirby. Probably, I mean, if you can, I mean, you can buy the reprints and reread them. I mean, the art, the way he draws Galactus with a big kind of G on his belt. No, I don't know. I used to think, I don't know why, but I used to think G standing for God because he thought it was God. I was young. Now I do actually realise it's just G for Galactus. He was doing it before Dolce & Gabbana. But yeah, that's a fantastic comic. Nice one to have. Very happy with that. Again, I thought it was probably been about a 5-ish, and it's gone to a 6-ish, so I'm very happy. Very happy so far. Okay, following on for that, I can see my FF48, First Silver Surfer. This is a book that's caught a lot of heat at the moment. I think sooner or later you're gonna get Silver Surfers and you're gonna get Galactus in the Marvel universe, the Marvel film universe. How can you not? He is just bigger than life, and the whole Silver Surfer, you could just take it cosmic. I love him. Simple. Just a dude with a surfboard in space. I mean, yeah, come on, man. Come on. Someone was tripping. Okay, so we've got Fantastic Four 48. I thought it was a 4.0. Let's go after the press. 5. I'm happy with that. Oh, lovely. So again, it's one of my pence issues. Again, it's probably one that I'm going to move on. I do have a higher grade cents copy, which I am going to keep because I do think it's just going to keep creeping up now. But this has been pressed to a nice 5. I mean, look at that. I mean, if you look at the spine there, there's no Marvel chipping. It looks really nice. Like there is, sorry, on the edge of the cover, on the spine, there is wear, of course. A few creases that I'm not going to press out. We knew that. It's okay. I'm very happy. Very happy. I didn't send one off. I didn't send an FF49. But out of issues 48, 49 and 50, I think 49 is the best cover by far, with the big hand of Galactus coming out and then or the FF at the bottom. I mean, I really think, I mean, that kind of period of FF, Stanley, Jack Kirby, was just something special, and it isn't something I kind of appreciated until I've got older. I can actually read those 60s comic and really appreciate the creativity and the genius in them, where I probably didn't when I was younger. It was all, you know, you wanted your Jim Lee and your Todd McFarlane kind of SpiderMan and XMen rough and ready, and the quick pace of the stories. But as I got older, I've been reading a lot of the Captain America, Spider-Man stuff, brilliant. But I probably that Stan Lee, Jack Kirby run on Fantastic Four from around issues 38, 40 until about issues 80 was just fabulous and fabulous ideas. I mean, great, and you can see them influencing the modern day Marvels. So, last one in here. Okay, here we go. This was an amazing Spider-Man 129, which is first appearance of Frank Castle, first appearance of the Punisher. We know. I love this cover. I love the fact that it's that yellow striking cover. I'm going to pull it out straight away. I bought this from Bob Storm, High Grade Comics. He graded it. I think we graded it as a VG minus, which was about. I think I looked at it. It was about 2.5. Bob Storm, great comic dealer in the US. Dealt with him for many years. Been brilliant towards me. I know the people might have some other things to say, but it's been great. 2.5. I graded it at. Let's have a look what we got. 3.5. 3.5. So we've got a full grade bump, which is, yes, brilliant. I mean, fantastic. I mean, I did grade it as I bought it as a 2.5. I bought it quite low. 3.5. It's beautiful. It looks really nice in the case. You see what I mean about the yellow cover? Why don't we do more comics with yellow covers? I mean, what a beautiful striking cover. If you walked into a comic shop, that's going to stand out on the shelf. Brilliant. I mean, Frank Castle. I mean, the one thing I used to notice, I got into Frank Castle Punisher kind of the time when his first series came out, and Mike Zeck was drawing him, and he was big and he was bold and this that. You look back to back then when Ross Andrew was drawing in those first couple of early appearances he had, and I think he'd done one with Marvel Preview and a few, another magazine one. The slick back hair, the crow here. He looked older at the beginning of comics than he does now, 30, 40 years later. But yeah, I mean, it looks beautiful. Again, beautiful. So, if I'm going to recap on this, Spider-Man 129, from a 2.5, in my opinion, to a 3.5. FF48, for a 4.0 to a 5.0. FF50, the surprise in the box, 6.0. I think that was about a 5. I think that's at the top of its grade. My giant size XMen 1, beautiful, 5.5. Good grade bump, but a great pressing candidate. Brilliant. The first appearance of Wolverine, 180. First appearance of Wolverine, or first cameo appearance of Wolverine, what do you say? I don't know. Oh, got it anyway. I'm happy. It's going up 182 as well, just for that one panel of Wolverine in a helicopter flying away. Get it now, because it just keeps going up. But I think if you notice with all of these, look how good the covers are. I mean, look how good they are. You go into a comic shop nowadays, you see what's being produced now. Is anything as striking as 30 years time when you show someone, you pick up the latest issue of Avengers or Superman, are they going to stand out like this? I don't think so. Now, you think that's the end. It isn't. So, you might be thinking, oh, what a great bunch of comics. Great, how good, how lucky. But in life, like Thanos says, it's inevitable there is always bad news. Inevitable. That's where we were. So I sent off 2 Hulk 180s. So one of them was a CGC 3.5 blue label. It looked good in the case. I sent it off to Jason, James should I say, and he cracked it open, and it was gonna give it a press. We opened it, we flicked through it, and you know what I'm gonna say, don't you? You know what I'm gonna say. So here's the label. 3.5 blue label. No mention there of anything, does it? No, no, sir. So what do we have? Here's my Hulk 180. And yes, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? For those in the know, Wolverine has slashed it. Marvel value stamp missing. Look at that. Now, what can you say? There was no mention on the label of a Marvel value stamp missing. I bought the note. There was no mention of Marvel value stamp missing on the notes. The guy who graded this, he was either drunk, he must have had a really bad day. I don't know what else can be said. I contacted CGC about this. The response was basically, how do we know it's the comic that was cracked open from the case, blah de blah. I understand the position, but it doesn't really help me. So there we have it. So we have a good pile and we have a bit of bad news. So I now have a Hulk 118, which I'll keep, and I'll keep it in my reading pile as my reading raws, with no Marvel value stamp. What can you really say to that? To the CGC grader who graded that. Don't know what happened to you, mate, but you should have gone to Specsavers.